So these memories, there's a door like this, a flaming door like this in each level, and they also count toward Alice's memories on the screen out here, or on the summary screen. On the main menu, when you go into memories there, they actually have a different, each one of these 5 has a different icon, separate from the house icon. But anyway, these are very important because they're the key memories to her past, to what really happened.
Our lovely library was a fire trap. A conflagration waiting to happen.
And again, each one of these keys has an astrological symbol attached to it, which I haven't looked up yet, but I probably should, because they each have a symbolic meaning. Oh look, more friends. Now we learn about hysteria mode. So when Alice gets down to 1 rose, only 1 rose, or under 1 rose maybe, just under 1 rose, she can go into hysteria mode. So she doesn't take any damage, and she does more damage when she attacks, but the enemies can still defend, and even though she doesn't take any damage, she can still be attacked, she can be knocked down. There's enemies that actually pick her up and chew on her. And of course it only lasts a limited space of time, so it doesn't make her exactly invincible. It doesn't automatically mean you're going to win. And I guess this is another thing too that for me, I guess I would have changed this slightly. Thank goodness that they give you some hearts and stuff or roses, rather, to heal yourself back up after taking away all your health. I mean, they took away all your health so you could activate Hysteria to see what it was like. But anyway, it's like, after I go to all the bother of making sure to stay at full health. Yeah. And here we have another mechanic. You have to learn about using the pepper gun or pepper grinder to shoot switches. So anyway, looks like that's all for in here. Yeah. And then we go on. And finally, we finally found the Hatter.
No. Wake! No. Bad dream. A blasted good night.
Hatter, I recall leaving you in a decrepit condition, but
what?
not in pieces.
Oh, it's you.
What's happened here? You've lost your hat, and some parts are missing.
Missing indeed, though things being what they are. I barely missed their missing. As to what's happened, you should know that better than I. It's your place after all. I know my place.
When did you ever know your place? Or how to keep it? Now what's going on?
That's going on. Round and up and down into my ears, into my eyes, up my nostrils, down my gullet, and winding in my gut.
Papa was exceedingly fond of trains. I don't like them much.
You won't like this one at all. Nothing like when Mock Turtle was in charge of the looking glass line. This railroad's a bloody shambles. The stink is ferocious, light, blinding, the noise hellacious.
Quite, Hatter. I get the idea. A bad train.
The world is upside down, Alice. Inmates run the asylum. No thanks. And worst of all, I've left tealess.
tragic. If I do help, will you help me in return?
Cross my heart if I had one. Find my limbs and toss them into the chute. Machines will do the rest. Be on your way now, that's a good girl. Best way out is through the clock face.
Everybody's always wanting some help. The clock face he's referring to, by the way, is the roof, basically. So here's another useful tip or useful use for the clockwork bomb, which you have to do a lot. You use it to hold down pressure plates to activate something somewhere else. And we're gonna pause or stop after this next little battle because it's a good place to stop for a break. Because I need a break. You guys might not need a break. I need a break. Our parasol.
Work is paradise. Fight the good fight. Work until you expire. Substantial reward. Rewards in heaven. It is better to give labor than to receive pay for it. Work is paradise.
Oh, the menacing ruins. You'll learn to hate these guys. You missed. I don't know what that was all about. That was about him dying. Which is just fine by me. Ooh, more switches. Okay. You can see eventually we'll be going over there, but it'll be a while. Anyway, we gotta activate our switches here. Oh, we have a big snout down here. Yes, of course. So we'll go out there and get our memory.
It's been years now, Alice. Time to put away childish things.
He's referring to her White Rabbit, of course. Evidently, yeah, and that is Dr. Wilson from the asylum. So he's chiding her that, you know, she's not a child anymore and should be putting away her rabbit, which she doesn't want to do, of course. Alright, I'll take a break after going into the next area. And I always do you have to do both these areas, the smelling and regurgitating and the cranking up and pressing down. Smelling and smelling and regurgitating, I think is actually a little easier. It's the dormouse and the foundry. So we'll do it first, but like I said, you're probably going to see some slowdown just because of the foundry and all the particles in the air from the molten metal. But oh well, can't be helped. But you have to listen to what the dormouse and the March Hare are saying. And I'll fill in a little more detail too.
A good worker is a live worker, free to live and work. A bad worker is a dead worker, and vice versa. Don't be a bad worker. Bad workers are slaves and dead. Payday for good workers has been postponed indefinitely. Payday for bad
let's see what the cat
workers
says.
is cancelled.
Steps to enlightenment, brighten the way. But the steps are steep. Take them one at a time.
And work. A bad
I want to make sure you hear
dead worker,
what the dormouse is
and
saying,
vice versa. Don't be a bad
or at least some of
worker.
it.
Bad workers are slaves and dead.
He's basically saying a good work.
Payday for good workers has been postponed indefinitely.
Let's wait for him
Payday
here.
for bad workers is cancelled. A good worker is a live worker.
He's saying a good worker is a live worker, paid to live and work.
A bad worker is a dead worker, and vice versa. Don't be
A bad worker is a dead worker and vice versa.
Bad workers are slaves and
Don't be a bad
dead.
worker. Bad workers are slaves and dead.
Payday for good workers has been postponed indefinitely. Payday for bad workers is cancelled.
Payday for good workers has been postponed indefinitely. Payday for bad workers is canceled. Yeah, so throughout here, you know, I'll point out some of the signs when we come back. Before I go on, you know, take a break here, I just want to say in the first game, when you get to the Hatter's realm, and the Hatter is one of the bosses, I think like the fourth boss that you fight, but when you get to the Hatter's realm, and you find the Dormouse and March Hare, especially the Dormouse, basically Hatter has dissected them. They're still alive, but they're in pieces because he's taking them apart to figure out how they work. And, you know, again, this is directly out of the Age of Reason, the Age of Enlightenment, the idea that everything can be engineered, everything can